Hello everybody, welcome back to the Quick Take and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now in my community tab, I outlined how I wanted to be covering some transfer news this summer window, and that is exactly what I'll be doing in today's video. Now this has been an insane opening day to the transfer window, and of course it doesn't open into international markets until, if I believe I'm correct, July the 1st. Or at least sometime towards the end of June. But in the UK and, well, Scotland and England, the markets are now open. And we're going to start the video with an incredible story: MBAPPE to Real Madrid. Now, as some of you, as I hope most of you are aware, Kylian MBAPPE handed in a letter to the media and to Paris Saint-Germain explaining how he will not be renewing his contract past 2024. Now, this is highly relevant as you can imagine, PSG will not want to lose Kylian Mbappe, possibly the most expensive and the most priceless player in world football today, on a free. That would be DEFCON 1 bad. And so they are going to do everything in their power to sell him and sell him now. They can't afford to wait until the winter window, because then he's only got 6 months left on his contract. They'd only be able to get 70, 60, maybe 80 million at a push. If they can sell them now, they can sell them for about 200 million euros. And clubs are lining up as suitors. The most, probably the biggest club I can see him going to is Real Madrid. Of course, he's wanted to go to Madrid for a long time now. So the thing with Real Madrid is, even though they just spent 100 million on Jude Bellingham, they are a club who can afford to then go and spend 200 million on a player like Kylian Mbappe and then still sign some players to strengthen other areas that need to be strengthened. Mbappe at the moment is currently performing massive PR. I'm pretty sure he put out a statement saying he doesn't want to join Madrid right now and that he's happy to fulfill his contract and leave in 2024. Of course, for PSG, this is impossible. This is impossible. They cannot allow him to go for free. That would be absolutely... They spent so much money on him in terms of wages. I mean, his transfer alone wasn't cheap. They need to recoup some of that money, and selling him now for 200 million certainly is the top of their priority. Now, another club he could go to potentially is Manchester United, although I'm not too sure what that means for Marcus Rashford. Kylian Mbappe isn't a number 9. He's not a striker. He would play in that Marcus Rashford role, that left-hand side of Erik ten Hag's attack. I don't know, maybe they'd force Rashford to play striker, but again, Rashford's not a striker either. He's very much a left-sided attacker. As far as I'm aware, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just a stupid Chelsea fan who knows nothing about Manchester United. I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section down below. But to wrap it up, Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid looks to be happening this summer. I would love him at Chelsea, of course. But reports have come out saying that, at the moment we're not looking at Kylian Mbappe, which is just sad. Instead, we're going after bozos. In other news that came out today, Chelsea are tracking Villarreal striker Nicolas Jackson. Leipzig and Milan were interested in his signature, according to Fabrizio Romano. Both clubs are usually quite good at gauging whether a player is talented or whether a player is up and coming. You look at players like Josko Gvardiol, players like Dominik Szoboszlai, who I'm quite a big admirer of, and they obviously picked up Fikayo Tomori from us for, if I remember correctly, quite cheap considering the type of player he is today. He's such a great player. That hurts me. He's a 21-year-old striker about to turn 22 in a few days. He's got 12 goals and 4 assists in 26 appearances. He's around 6'1", 6'2". He ranks highly in non-penalty goals, assists, expected assists, and progressive carries. He ranks low, however, in total shots at 2.31 per 90 and passes attempted at just 18.3 per game. This could be a stumbling block. I'm not too sure if he is suited to us. A lot of teams play a low block against Chelsea, and so a player with a very low shooting output, obviously it reduces the chance of them scoring. But if they're not putting themselves into those positions and they're not taking those chances by shooting the ball, they're not going to score that many goals. I just don't see it. Poch would ideally want a striker who is able to involve himself in different areas across the field and mainly in the attack, a lot like Harry Kane. Harry Kane likes to drop deep and allow players like Heung-min Son and whoever it was, Lucas Moura, run on the overlaps, or even Kulusevski. Yes, he's a good player, but he is raw, and in my opinion, he's just not suited to what we need, what we're after right now. Let's see where this goes. Now, a player who I actually would like to see at Chelsea is Arda Güler. He is, according to Fabrizio Romano, available for just 17.5 million euros. He's an incredibly promising talent. He's got 35 appearances, 6 goals, 7 assists, and he's 18 years old. Technical ability is off the charts, passes the eye test with an A+. He's got great balance, 5-star skill moves. He's got the outside the boot trait. I'm just joking, but he is incredibly technical. He loves to do, weird turns, nutmegs. He's able to dash in and out from different angles to get past players on the right-hand side. He's fantastic. And I think he'd be absolutely brilliant in that Christian Eriksen role on the right-hand side of a Mauricio Pochettino 4-2-3-1. He is able to create a lot. He can drop into slightly deeper areas to then pick up the ball, get past players, and play a ball through the defense or over the top. He is fantastic, and he's 18 years old. For 17.5 million euros, this would be a player I would grab in a heartbeat. I really think he would suit that position brilliantly. And Noni Madueke, he has a worrying injury record. Before joining Chelsea, I was highly critical of him, mainly because I believed that we needed a striker more than we needed a right winger. And I looked at his injury record, and it didn't look good. And so I expect Noni Madueke to be unavailable for at least half of next season. And so to bring in a player like Arda Güler is just smart business. Another prospect who I quite like, Vitor Roque, is now most likely going to be joining Barcelona. I am disappointed. Obviously, I was a big admirer. He was part of my rebuild video. I've made videos about him, breaking down who he is as a player, his career. I really like the guy, and just to see him go to Barcelona, it's not fun. But 40 million, and it all depends on whether Barcelona are able to sort out their FFP situation. But we'll see where that story transpires. In the goalkeeper position, David Raya to Spurs looks like it is on. Hugo Lloris is obviously going to be leaving soon. Personal terms have been agreed between the Brentford goalkeeper and the North London club. At the moment, Tottenham Hotspur and Brentford are just trying to figure out a price. I think Brentford wants somewhere in the region of £40 million. We'll see where this goes. Now, I mentioned Bellingham earlier, but Bellingham to Real Madrid is now completely done. He will sign for them for €103 million fee, which could rise to 133.9 million in add-ons. That's taken into account trophies and performance-related kind of bonuses. We saw this with Eden Hazard when he joined. Every time, when they won the Champions League or when they won La Liga, we got 5 million here, 10 million there, just for having those add-ons in his contract, which definitely helped, and they were nice. So Borussia Dortmund's going to make a lot of money from this deal, I think. Now, in other news relating back to Chelsea and Manchester United, Manchester United made a £40 million bid for Mason Mount. Long way from Chelsea's valuation of around 75 to 80 million pounds. It's an insulting bid, really. I think 50 million would have been fairly respectable, somewhere to build on. But 40 million is that's a slap in the face. Yes, he's in the last year of his contract, but even though he's in the last year of his contract, he's still worth more than 40 million. I would be shocked to see him go for anything more than 60 million pounds. Speaking of 60 million pounds, we'll get onto that very soon. Kai Havertz Kai Havertz to Arsenal is on. Havertz actively wants to leave Chelsea. Chelsea wants £75 million, although Havertz will put pressure on Chelsea. And if reports are to be believed, Arsenal are looking to bid somewhere in the region of £60 million and offer Kai Havertz upwards of £200,000 a week. Now, this is a deal I think we should rip their hand off and say, shake it very vigorously and say, thank you very much, thank you very much. We will take that £60 million and we will put it towards Victor Osimhen. Thank you very much. Kai Havertz, the thing with Kai Havertz is he's had 3 years to prove himself and he's been inconsistent as balls. I've never known a player who had so much potential and then just, I don't want to call him a flop, because I don't think he was a flop. Call me stupid, call me an idiot. I don't think Kai Havertz was a flop. I feel like he was forced to play in areas in which he did not inhabit. He was forced to play CDM by Frank Lampard. He was on the wing. He was a striker. The one time we did see him play behind the striker, he played quite well. But with Pochettino coming in with the 4-2-3-1 and of course, that opens that space up behind the striker. It is, of course, now he wants to leave. It's just funny, isn't it? You never know, and Nkunku could have picked up an injury, and Kai Havertz could have been given that role, that dream role behind the striker. But here we are. He looks to be moving on to Arsenal, who play a 4-3-3. Not really too sure where he's going to play under Mikel Arteta. He certainly doesn't bench Martin Ødegaard. Ødegaard is an incredible player, 5 times the player Kai Havertz is, in my opinion, and that pains me to say that as a Chelsea fan, but it's just, I'm speaking facts. He is 5 times the player, 6 times the player that Kai Havertz is, and I'm sure that when Kai Havertz plays for Arsenal, he will score 20 goals a season, because that's just how it works with Chelsea. But speaking about Chelsea and strikers, according to Matt Law, one of the most reliable sources of information, although he has had a few dodgy moments in the past, Chelsea striker targets this summer are Victor Osimhen, of course, Dusan Vlahovic, which Chelsea have reportedly held talks with Juventus today for the signing of Dusan Vlahovic if in the impossible situation where a deal for Victor Osimhen falls through, Vlahovic will be the backup option. Rasmus Højlund of Atalanta, of course, I'm a big admirer of Rasmus Højlund. Go check out my video breaking down him as a player, his stats, his career, what he's like as a person, how I think he fit in at Chelsea, the type of man he really is. Go watch the video. And, of course, Lautaro Martinez, who failed to capture my attention during the Champions League final. Other reports suggest Napoli have received offers from both Chelsea and PSG, and Victor Osimhen's agent is putting pressure on Napoli in order for them to establish an exact asking price for the Nigerian striker. More news in the midfield. According to reports, Spurs are interested in the signing of Conor Gallagher from Chelsea. It would be an interesting move. I haven't really looked into Ange Postecoglou's tactics as much as I really want to. I did ask you guys, I think on the community tab, if you'd like to see me do a breakdown for Ange, and a few of you said yes, a few of you said no, so it's still undecided whether I should commit 5-6 days to really putting that video together when I could be making videos that you guys would all enjoy. So if we can get 40 million for Conor Gallagher, even 35 million, happy days. I just don't see where he fits into this Pochettino side. I don't think he's a pivot player. He definitely doesn't bench Enzo Fernandez, and he's certainly not good enough to be the defensive midfielder in that double pivot, and he's not really that good of an attacker. He probably works better in a 4-3-3, which just isn't something that we're going to play next season. Next up, Chelsea have opened discussions with Onana from Everton. No, not Andre Onana, the other Onana. A fee is said to be in the region of £55 million. In my opinion, this is a pass. I'm not really that big of a fan of Onana. I wasn't very pleased by him in the January window, and I think a move to him now, it would be such a fall from grace going from players like Declan Rice, Manuel Ugarte to Onana. I don't know. I think we could do better. I think Zubamendi's available. I think Moises Caicedo's available. Although he's not a sitting 6, he can play that role. And I feel like he'd bring a lot more to the side than someone like Nana, who is very clunky on the ball. But looking at the defence, Koulibaly looks to be on his way out. Inter have attempted to sign him on a loan, but Chelsea are saying absolutely not to this move. Chelsea are sick and tired of Inter Milan trying to take their players on loan. This has also happened with Romelu Lukaku, who they have attempted to loan again for this season, except with a discount. The cheek on these people to ask for a discount on Lukaku, and they also want Koulibaly, and they also want us to pay 70 million euros, sorry, for Andre Onana. Yes, you heard that right. Apparently, Inter Milan are asking for 70 million euros for Andre Onana, only for us to loan him back to them after the first year because he's had too many bozo moments for a discounted fee. I can see it happening, honestly. Nathan Gissing has reported Bayern Munich are also discussing Koulibaly internally. I'm not too sure where he play in that Bayern Munich side. Bayern Munich obviously play a 4-2-3-1, although it is Thomas Tuchel who is the coach, and Thomas Tuchel is no stranger for the 3 or the 5 of the back formation. So I could see potentially a lineup of Koulibaly, Matthias de Ligt, and Dayot Upamecano as the back 3. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. If reports to be believed, Newcastle are making a sensational move to sign Inter Milan midfielder Nicolo Barella for £50 million. An absolute bargain. Honestly, if this deal was to happen, questions will need to be asked about the Chelsea ownership. We are sitting idly, fiddling with our thumbs, trying to sell Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount for 80 million a pop. Well, maybe not Conor Gallagher, but we're just trying to sell these guys when there are world-class midfielders on the market like Nicolo Barella for £50 million, we're in an area in which we need to strengthen because, as I said, Mason Mount, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic, Kante, all going, all gone. Conor Gallagher potentially. Where does that leave us? You know, Carney, Enzo Fernandez, and who else in the midfield? I don't know. I can't remember. Do you know why? Because it's so dire. We need a DM, and we also need backup. Or not even backup. We just need brilliant players. We need brilliant players in that position, and I think Nico Barella is fantastic. I'm a big admirer of him. He didn't have the best Champions League final performance, but then again, not many Inter Milan players did. Marcelo Brozovic was actually not too bad, but, you know, we'll see where that deal goes. Now, as mentioned earlier, this is just to wrap up the video. Andre Onana, Inter Milan are asking for 70 million euros. Chelsea have outlined that they will not be paying anywhere near that amount to sign the goalkeeper. Honestly, we are tired of being swindled for players like that. Honestly, 45 million, take it or leave it. That's how I'm going to end it. 45 million for Andre Onana. Take it or leave it. If not, go all out for Mike Mainan, even though he doesn't want to play for us. Buy him anyway. But I think that about wraps up the news for today's video. I did this video as fast as I possibly could. I know it's going to come out at quite a late time, even the day after I recorded this, but I was at work all day, and as soon as I came back from work, I immediately started working on this video, so please don't hate me. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been The Quick Take. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Join the growing family. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers. I've been The Quick Take, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.